Most men have good intentions when they try to compliment a woman, but unfortunately, most of them do it in a way that doesn't trigger real attraction. They either play it too safe with generic lines like "you're beautiful" or "you have nice eyes," or they go overboard with exaggerated praise that comes across as insincere. The problem is, these standard compliments don't make a woman feel special. If she's attractive, she's heard them 100 times before. They slide off her like water off a duck's back. What men don't realize is that compliments only work if they spark an emotional reaction, if they make her feel something unexpected, raw, and personal. That's where a different approach comes in, one that goes beyond surface-level flattery and taps into the deep psychology of attraction. The key is using compliments that engage her mind and emotions, making her think about you long after the conversation ends. In this in-depth discussion, we'll explore the psychological principles behind effective compliments, uncover why the standard approach fails, and break down 3 powerful ways to compliment a woman in a way that makes her truly intrigued. Plus, I'll include real-life examples and stories that illustrate these techniques in action. By the end, you'll understand not only what to say but why it works and how to adapt these principles to your unique personality. So, let's dive in. Why generic compliments don't work. To understand why generic compliments fail, let's break it down. Most men compliment a woman's looks because that's the most obvious thing they notice. While that's natural, it's also the least effective way to stand out. Imagine this: a woman walks into a cafe, and 3 different men tell her, "You're beautiful." Does she feel special? No. It might give her a momentary ego boost, but it doesn't create any lasting impact. Why? Because she already knows. It's like telling a millionaire, "Hey, you have a lot of money." It's not news to them. Even compliments about her personality, if too generic, don't have much impact. Saying "you're really nice" or "you have great energy" doesn't hit deep enough. These phrases are vague and don't require any real effort or observation. They don't engage her emotions or make her feel unique. Instead, what really makes a compliment work is mystery, intrigue, and emotional depth. It's about making her see herself in a way she hasn't before, or making her question what it is about her that you find so fascinating. Compliment number 1: "There's something about you that I can't quite figure out." This is a game changer. It's not just a compliment, it's an open-ended puzzle that invites curiosity. It instantly makes you more intriguing and keeps the conversation alive. Unlike generic compliments that can be brushed off easily, this one lingers in her mind, making her want to uncover what makes her so different in your eyes. Why this works? It creates a mystery. She starts wondering, what is it about me that he finds interesting? This keeps her engaged and thinking about you even after the conversation ends. The more she thinks about it, the more she unconsciously invests in the interaction. It makes her feel unique. Every woman wants to feel like she has something special that sets her apart from the rest. This phrase taps into that desire. It's not about her looks, it's about something deeper, something intangible that she can't quite put her finger on. And that makes it even more powerful. It flips the script. Instead of you trying to impress her, she now feels the need to prove herself to you. Most compliments put a woman in the position of simply receiving attention, but this one subtly shifts the dynamic. She's now intrigued and wants to understand what you see in her. How to use it effectively. Timing is everything. Drop this compliment in a moment of pause, as if you're genuinely reflecting. If she shares an interesting thought or does something unexpected, take a beat, look at her with curiosity, and say, "There's something about you that I can't quite figure out." Let that statement hang in the air for a moment. Watch how her expression changes as she processes it. Example scenarios. You're in a deep conversation about life perspectives, and she shares a unique take on something. You lean back slightly, smirk, and say, "You know, there's something about you that I just can't quite figure out." She reacts playfully or unpredictably to something you say. Instead of reacting immediately, pause, give her a subtle, intrigued smile, and say, "I can't quite put my finger on it, but you're not like most people I meet." She challenges you or teases you. Instead of just laughing it off, narrow your eyes slightly, as if you're analyzing her, and say, "You're different, and I can't decide if that's a good thing or trouble." This approach creates a mental loop and open-ended curiosity that keeps her engaged. She'll likely ask, "What do you mean?" or try to get you to explain. The key? Don't reveal too much too soon. Let her enjoy the mystery and let the attraction build naturally. Compliment number 2, I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see. This compliment is powerful because it makes her feel understood beyond the surface. It suggests that you see something in her that others don't, making you stand out. Why this works? It taps into her desire to be understood. Everyone, especially women, wants to be seen for who they truly are. It makes her feel special. Instead of just being another attractive woman, she now feels like you see her depth. It encourages emotional investment. If she believes you see a unique side of her, she'll want to open up more. Example story. I once met a woman at a bookstore who was deep in thought, flipping through a philosophy book. She looked up and we started talking about books, travel, and random life philosophies. At one point, I leaned in slightly and said, "I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see." She blinked, taken aback. "What makes you say that?" she asked. I smiled. "I just get the sense that most people see one version of you, but there's something deeper there." She started sharing how she often felt misunderstood, and from there, our conversation took a much more personal turn. That's the power of this compliment. It unlocks doors to deeper connection. Compliment number 3, I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. This is a playful, slightly teasing compliment that creates an immediate spark. It subtly challenges her while making her feel exciting and mysterious. Why this works? It creates tension. You're showing interest but keeping a bit of distance, making her work for your attention. It sparks curiosity. She starts wondering what you mean, keeping her engaged. It feels playful and flirty. The slight challenge makes it fun. Example story. I was out with friends when I met a woman who had a bold, mischievous energy. She playfully challenged everything I said, which made for great banter. At one point, I grinned and said, "I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need." She laughed and raised an eyebrow. "Why not both?" she teased. That's when I knew she was hooked. This compliment makes a woman feel exciting, mysterious, and desirable all at once. Conclusion: mastering the art of compliments. The secret to making a woman truly intrigued isn't just about telling her she's beautiful, it's about engaging her emotions, making her think, and creating a sense of mystery. Master these 3 compliments, use them wisely, and you'll never have to chase attraction again. Instead, women will be drawn to you, wanting to prove themselves and unravel the mystery you've created. So, the next time you're in a conversation, ditch the predictable lines and try something different. You'll be surprised at the reactions you get.